The Mountain Coast R1 has been out for a little while now, and I've heard a lot of great things about them. So when I got the chance to test them, try them out, I was pretty excited to see if they lived up to the hype. And I'm happy to report that yes, they did. So stay tuned to find out why, plus an awesome discount from Mountain Coast if you choose to purchase the shoe. Let's get to it. Well, hey, what's up? Welcome to the channel. My name is Steven. I want to let you know that Mountain Coast did send the R1 to me to review and test. They're not telling me what to say. They're not proofing this video. They're not going to see it ahead of time. I'm going to give you my completely honest thoughts, like always. And if you are interested in purchasing the R1 after this review, be sure to use my link in the description. It'll save you 10%. Well, like always, let's start off with the stats of the Mountain Coast R1. First off, it is a neutral road running shoe. There is some flexibility to it, but I am using quite a bit of torque here to twist the shoe. And for the stack height of the R1, the rear came in at 35 millimeters, with the front coming in at 27 millimeters for an 8 millimeter drop. And for the weight of the R1, I threw my men's size 11 on the scale, and it weighed in at 9.4 ounces or 267 grams, which really is a pretty darn good weight for a shoe with this much stack. And for the sizing, I recommend going true to size. Get your normal size shoe. One final thing I want to mention too is inside the box also came one of these nice little Mountain Coast shoe bags. Essentially, you can drop the shoes inside of there, put it in your gym bag, your workout bag, whatever, and it's not going to get everything else dirty and smelly. Pretty cool. Well, now let's talk about the upper of the R1, and it is a double layer jacquard with 40% recycled polyester material, and it is very lightweight, flexible, and comfortable over the top of the foot. As for the breathability of that double layer jacquard, take a look at the tissue test. You can see when I put the hairdryer on low, the tissue came up a little bit, nothing crazy. But when I switched that hairdryer to high, the tissue came up very quickly, stayed up, showing that it really is a pretty breathable shoe. Now the R1 has a wider toe box and a broader platform for your foot, which is perfect for those long ultramarathons where maybe your foot might tend to swell late into the race. The midfoot is also very comfortable and offers plenty of room for my average to maybe a narrow width foot, and I had no issues whatsoever with any discomfort in the midfoot or the toe box. As you can see, it is pretty wide. With the R1, it felt great. Now, part of that great fit is due to the tuned fit dual lacing system, which you can see here on the front of the shoe. It allows you to really customize and independently tighten the forefoot or the midfoot and get that really secure fit that you prefer. Now, when I first saw the dual lacing system, my first thought was honestly, how in the heck is this the first shoe to have this? This is pretty stinking awesome. It really is a very innovative idea, and it works pretty stinking well. At the forefoot, there is a quick lace system, which is what this is right here. You can very easily tighten or loosen that as your shoe changes over the run. Maybe it's a long ultra marathon, you're at mile 70, your foot's swollen a little bit, you can loosen that up. There is a nice little clip on the front here as well that allows you to attach the extra part of the shoelace to the front so it's not just flapping around and, you know, annoying you late in that race as well. Over the midfoot then, there is a standard lace system. These are flat laces, and they tie normally like a regular shoe. But it's great because you can then get a nice tight snug fit over the midfoot if that's what you prefer, and have a looser toe box to allow your toes to, you know, move around a little bit, or vice versa. You can do it the other way. Tight toe box, loose midfoot. Whatever you want, you can get it with the R1. The tongue under the dual lacing system is nicely padded. It's not excessively thick, but it's just enough to really protect your foot from the top of those laces. I've not had any discomfort at all. Moving around to the rear of the shoe and the heel collar here, it is nicely padded. It's not excessive. It's not, you know, pillowy, but it is a nicely padded heel collar, and it protects your foot very well, helps you get a nice secure lockdown of that heel. I've not had any heel slippage or discomfort in my Achilles. It's just overall been a very comfortable pocket for your foot. Overall, the upper of the R1 is pretty amazing, honestly, and the dual lacing system really sets this shoe apart from many other shoes out there in its kind of class. The midsole of the R1 is their light cell, which starts as a hybrid PEBA foam before being injected with nitrogen, making it a supercritical foam. The result is a material that is 50% lighter than standard EVA, but offers 45% more energy return. The light cell foam is designed to offer consistent cushioning and maintain its structure over extended miles. Now, at the running event last year down in Austin, Texas, I got to see a pair of the R1s that had over 1,200 miles on them, and I was pretty impressed with how that shoe looked overall. But the midsole foam looked really pretty good. It did not look compressed like crazy. I was blown away with the durability of that midsole foam. Now inside of that light cell is Mount to Coast's Zero Sag midsole insert, which was co-designed by BASF, and it is very durable, comfortable, and offers impeccable energy return at really any temperature. Zero Sag is designed to guarantee that really consistent great cushioning throughout the entire long run. Now, to be honest, I was not able to take this on any very excessive long runs to test that theory out. However, on my runs, it felt very consistent. The cushioning felt very good, comfortable, responsive, and I could see this really being at home at a long ultra marathon, a marathon, a 50-mile road race for sure. GoFlow is Mount to Coast's industry-leading midsole geometry, which is really designed to keep your feet tracking from heel to toe as you go through that stride. GoFlow is designed to really help you stay in that flow state on your long runs as you go through your natural stride, kind of whatever that may be. Now, in my runs, in my testing, I did try to really exaggerate my stride. I did try a very heavy heel strike, tried to get that midfoot, and also a forefoot stride. And really that GoFlow midsole geometry, the light cell foam, everything inside of this, the Zero Sag, just felt great. Kind of in either or any of those foot strikes, whatever it was, it felt great. Probably the only thing I would say about the R1 is it felt great over those easy to steady paces. Just felt really consistent, great cushioning. I would say if you're wanting to do maybe some tempo work, some threshold work, you're probably going to want a shoe that was more designed for those higher paces. Finally, let's talk about the outsole of the R1. The R1 features a CPU outsole, which is very lightweight, and I'm really surprised about the mileage that people are getting out of these shoes. Not the midsole, but the outsole here, this CPU outsole, it is very, very thin. I mean, it is a road shoe, so there's not a lot of rubber here. However, it must be working. It must be very durable because people are getting 800, 1200 miles in these shoes. One interesting thing is on the Mount to Coast website, they actually give you a little warning that the CPU outsole, it actually kind of says may produce a loud noise when on, I think it says wooden surfaces or in rain. Now, I've worn the shoe in my house, which has wooden floors. I've not heard any odd noises or anything loud. I mean, sounds like a normal shoe. Now, being in Colorado, I've not really had the chance yet to test these in the rain, so I can't really test if they're squeaky loud in the rain, but so far, sounds like a normal shoe to me. Now, the R1 did feel very comfortable, excellent traction over sidewalks, paved surfaces. I even took them on some kind of Colorado urban trails throughout Colorado Springs here, very hard-packed dirt, and they felt great. No issues, traction was fine, comfort was great. So really, this is a very versatile outsole. I've heard of lots of other people out there using these on very light trails as well. Overall, the midsole, it's really nothing to write home about, but it does a great job. Well, the Mount to Coast R1 retails for $160 US, which is a pretty darn good price for a shoe that is going to last you this long. But thanks to Mount to Coast, they have given a great discount to viewers of this channel. If you go below in the description, there is a link. Go to the website, you can purchase these shoes or any of the Mount to Coast shoes, and it will give you 10% off. You have to actually put the product, whatever it is you're buying, inside of your shopping cart in order to see that discount. But that will save you some great money on the shoe and really makes it a steal, a great deal. Well, the bottom line of the Mount to Coast R1 is it is a great shoe for those looking for that adjustability, the comfort that will last for a long ultra marathon on a hard surface road, pavement, whatever it may be. But you need that adjustability. You want the dual lacing system to really get a maybe a looser forefoot, like I mentioned, a very tight, secure foot over the midfoot in that heel lockdown. You get it all with the R1 in a shoe that is going to last you a very long time. So I definitely recommend giving the Mount to Coast R1 a try. I love this dual lacing system. It's awesome. It works great for me. Give it a try. I really think you're going to love it as well. Now, I do know this shoe has been out for a little while now, so I would love to hear your thoughts on the durability. How many miles do you have on yours? How's that dual lacing system working out for you? Please drop those thoughts down below in the comments. I'd love to see that. Now, another shoe that is slightly similar to the R1 here is the Hoka Mach 6. You can take a look at that full review on your screen right over there. Thank you to Mount to Coast for sending the R1s. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate you all for watching, commenting, liking the video. Thank you all so much. I'll see you in the next one.